Welcome to the playground. My name is Laura Ortiz. We're here to bring some yoga fundamentals and hopefully get you to move. So we're going to start with arms coming up, nice and tall, nice deep clearing breath, little arch in the back, and slowly bringing it down. Again, up. We want to focus on grounding our feet through all corners of the feet. Slight bend in the knees. Last two. Strengthening all of the backside, so helping with our postural muscles. Softening the face, and on this one we're going to go all the way down, bringing those hands right along the side, slight bend in the knees, bringing that head in towards the knees. Nice deep breaths. With each one, obviously trying to let go. Finding the center. Last two. Good. Slowly coming halfway up, look straight ahead. And back down. Good. We're going to separate the feet hip width distance, and we're going to grab onto those ankles. Just a little deeper into the actual pose. Feel yourself in that inhalation, filling in all those spaces within the body, releasing through the mouth. Last two. And last one, slowly letting those arms dangle. And we're swaying from side to side. Three more, breathing. Finding the center and the balance. Last one. Good. Reaching for those elbows, right? Letting everything dangle. Just like the branches from the tree. Last two. Really good pose for those that have tight hamstrings, tight backs, hips, pelvis, arms coming up. And all the way back to the center. Taking a clearing breath in. Good. And feel that transition happening in the spine, in the vertebrae, where the neck actually comes back to align into, right, the back and the anatomical position. Good. So we're just doing some shoulder shrugs really quickly. Breathing. Connecting to that breath, almost like we don't have to think about it. Good. Last two. Another deep breath. Good. So we're going to start with some poses to start helping with balance. And so one of them is we're gonna come slowly down to the mat, placing that hand, right? Taking that step back like a runner's lunge, either looking straight ahead or down. You wanna come off the heels. So you wanna take that deep breath and you're engaging, right? Center of the body, 90 degrees at the knees, engaging the hips, spreading the fingers, taking those deep clearing breaths. And think of it as every time you breathe in, you're bringing in fresh oxygen, and every time you breathe out, you're releasing, right? So lots of toxins, lots of stagnant energy, especially around this time. Last big breath. If this is too much for you, can always bring it back down, right? So we want to bring that knee down, and to kind of find that space and the balance, we want to put the tops of the feet on the ground. And we're going to bring that hand on the inside, bringing that leg out. That's going to open the hips. We're going to place that hand right in the center, and slowly we're going to turn, bring weight, counterbalance, looking up, breathing. Right, so this is really stretching into that piriformis, those deeper muscles laying in the pelvis and the hips. Last 2 breaths, open the chest. And last one, bringing it all the way down, bringing that leg back, and then we're going, right, to that other side. So bringing that foot, centering ourselves again, right, raising the heel, and nice and strong. Again, if you're just joining us on this beautiful, hot, sunny day in Florida, make sure you drink water. Welcome to the playground. We'll be sharing some of our experience and passions with you to get you moving. Last deep breath. And again, if it's too much, bring it down. Opening that hip, bringing the leg center, the hand, slowly pushing. Bringing that arm behind you, looking up, opening that chest. Nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last 2. Slowly looking back, bringing that hand back, right? Bringing that leg back. From here, we're going to engage all the way through the hips. Raise those knees, look straight down, engaging the core, nice and strong. Last 2 deep breaths. Good. We're going to go right into, right, forward facing, down facing dog. And so the idea here is to lock in those, right, wrists, shoulders, looking at your belly, taking those deep breaths, coming off onto the toes, engaging all the way through the shoulders, those back muscles. So if we wanted to challenge ourselves here, we would, right, bring that weight to one leg, extend that leg. So there's a line, right, kind of intersecting all the way through the top of the head and all the way back. Now we're not rotating, right, compensating. We're bringing that leg right underneath the hip. Last deep breath, looking back at our hands, bringing it back down. Let's take a little breather here. Go into child's pose, bringing the feet together, knees out to the sides. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful, everybody. I hope is feeling empowered and trying some of these. And then we're gonna go right back into the downward facing dog. Again, engaging nice and long, right? All the way through the hips. And we're gonna turn and bring up that leg. So we always wanna find balance on both sides. Remember not to, right? Compensate, bring that foot right below the hip. Looking at your knee, looking at your chest, nice deep breaths. Good, and we're slowly bringing it back down. Good, we're gonna look up, walk our hands. This time we're gonna grab onto those toes. Nice deep breath. Bring those elbows out, slight bend in the knees. Looking at your belly, nice deep breaths for 5, 4, 3, in through the nose, out through the mouth, 2, and 1. Good, slowly coming up. Hands all the way up. Pushing that pelvis forward. Tightening the backside. Good, coming down to the middle. We're gonna open to the side. So as we open to the side, we also need to, right, correct our posture. So we're bending the knee. Going into warrior 2. So notice that that heel in the front dissects right into the back. Right, so my hips are kind of opening like this. Slight bend in the elbows. Nice strong warrior. Bending into that front knee. Good, we're gonna reach forward and look up. Still bending that front knee. Still opening those hips, engaging all through the core. 4 deep breaths here. Good, back to warrior 2. And coming off that foot into the front. I'm gonna turn to the side. Sorry, I gave you my back earlier. And we're gonna dissect on this side. Let's try the same pose looking at you. Good, so we're gonna reach and put that hand up on the, so if you need a modification and maybe you have a wall and you can just come up towards the wall, place yourself against the wall, and then do exactly this. And feel that chest open. So what you want is to, right, kind of create that symmetry. And then we're looking down, coming back into warrior. All right, and then we're gonna turn. Ooh, this mat is nice and hot. Bringing those hands up to warrior 1. And then we're gonna go to warrior 3. Bring those hands. Nice deep breaths here. Last one. Good, looking back and obviously coming all the way up and all the way to center. Good, now we're gonna try the other side. So we're gonna open. Actually, since I did this side, right into warrior 2. Nice and strong, bending that knee. And a good way of knowing if you're in alignment, obviously, is you want to make sure you're bending that knee, but you want to be able to look down and see that big toe, right? That's kind of, if you can see it, that's an indicator that you're right in line. And then that back foot, right, is at an angle, and you're trying to keep, right, the tension between the muscles nice and light on the elbows, no stress on the joints. Last big deep breath. Nice strong warrior. Good. Nice deep breath here, and then going into warrior 1. Can look at those hands, bending that front knee. Back to warrior 2. Again, placing that hand forward, rotating on the side, opening that chest. Ooh, sorry, the mat's really hot. And last 2 deep breaths here, make them count. Bring it back to the breath. I know wherever our mind goes, right, our thoughts, that's where we go. So let's just bring it back to the breath. And look back down. And going into warrior 3. Two deep breaths here. And slowly bringing everything back into the front of the mat. Halfway up, shoulders back, look straight ahead. And grabbing onto those elbows. Nice, deep, long breaths, right? Good, we're slowly coming all the way back, nice and tall, reaching for that sun. Good, we're gonna open to the side. Sorry. And we're gonna place our hands right on the hips, shoulders square, right? So are the hips, feet. So we're bringing the feet in, we're pushing, leaning with the chest, coming all the way down. Comfortable. You want to bring those hands down and really opening up here, right? You're in control of that experience. Processing all of this new information. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, so we're listening to the cue. Putting one hand up, second hand up, and then pushing strong through those legs. Good. And bringing the hands either to the back of the small of the back, shoulders, pushing those hips forward. Nice deep breaths here, opening that throat. Being able to speak our truth is so important, especially during these times. So don't be shy. Slowly bringing it back down. Good. And we're gonna come back to the front of the mat. Arms coming up. Nice deep breath. Centering ourselves and out to the other side. Again, heels out, toes in. Hands on the hips, pushing all the way through, taking our time, right? We want to see more quality instead of quantity. So just really matching the breath with the movement. Looking at our bellies, and when you're ready, placing those hands Out in front, bending the elbows. In that neck, right? Nodding no, nodding yes. Dissolving all of that tension in our joints and our muscles. Maybe we woke up with a kink in our necks or a headache. Or maybe we're just, right, worried and concerned. Get away from the TV, get outside. Good time to move. Good time to join us here on the playground. Slowly, one hand on the hip and the opposite. Nice and strong all the way through those legs. Pushing forward. Hands on the ball of the back. Shoulders holding our neck. Nice deep breath here. Last two. And last one. Good. Coming back to center and all the way to the front of your mat. Good. We're going to do sun salutation. All right. So we're going to come here. Bring that leg back. All right. And as we're here, ooh, kind of hot. And coming back, bringing that leg, sliding it through, right up to the plank, bringing it down, gauging all the way through, upward, facing dog. So right here, we're pushing, locking the elbows, bringing the shoulders back, opening that throat, tops of the feet on the ground, curling, turning the toes, pushing back, right? So now we got to make those adjustments. So we're keeping shoulders aligned, pushing through those hips. Looking at our belly for 5 deep breaths here. Hands are sliding a little bit. Spreading those fingers. Last 2 deep breaths. Make it count. And slowly walking or stepping back to the front of the mat. Nice deep breath, halfway up. Look straight ahead. All the way down. Looking up, bringing that, right? So we're tilting that pelvis forward. And all the way up, all the way down. Good job. One more on the other side. All the way down, leading from the chest. Deep breath, look up, halfway up. All the way down, remember step back, right? So this way. And place your hands. Back down, center yourselves. Engage all the way down to the bottom of that plank. Looking up, upward facing dog. Lock those elbows, push all the way through that torso. Turn those feet inward. Walking it in, right? Nice and strong, downward dog. We got this, right? As long as we're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically in tune, nothing can stop us except yourself. So nice 2 deep breaths here. Dedicating my practice today to the world, to making this place a better place for all of us to learn from each other, from all of us to respect one another, and for all of us to help one another when we can. Looking back up at those hands, walking or stepping up to the mat. Nice deep breath, halfway up, all the way down. And slowly coming up. Yeah, nice deep breath here, looking up, bringing, right? That's what was missing. I needed to bring that pelvis in, aligning the spine, and then all the way up. Nice deep breath. Beautiful. Little water. Woo, this mat's It's hot. Everybody out there with me? Hopefully you're sweating by now. I know I am. So we're gonna try to do some stuff on our mat. And those of you that have been asking to do some modifications, opening the hips, that's very important. So we're going to bring the leg, right, the foot into the leg, looking directly, in the direction we want to move, reaching forward. Now we want to bring up that arm straight ahead, take that deep breath, look forward, and then bring it. Nice deep breaths. This is what's going to get you to open up those hips and, right, feel longer, stronger. Nice deep breaths. Bring it back to that breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Last big one. Slowly releasing, right? Slowly coming out of that, shaking it out, shoulders back, onto the other side. Both sides are different, right? So, looking in the direction we want to move, reaching forward, bringing that arm to meet, looking at the armpit. Nice deep breaths here. If at any time, right, you feel tired, you can go to child's pose, which I'll show you. I thought I did, but that might have been the other segment. Or you can lay on your back, get yourself comfortable, maybe place something underneath the knees, something to alleviate the pain from the lower back, or just to correct the posture, right? So often, last big breath, back to center, releasing, bringing it back. Good, we're gonna bring the arms up, and we're gonna bring it out. Another variation of a forward bend. Last 2 deep breaths. And last one. Good. And we're gonna open, right? Bringing that hand right behind us. And bringing that arm. A little bit of a spinal twist, helping the organs to detox. Also helps with digestion, assimilation of nutrition, and just good old stretch. Good, back to center, counter. The other side. Right. All right, we can bring the leg, bringing that hand all the way back, opening that shoulder, and slowly engaging all the way through the foot, and helping as you are rotating the trunk. Nice deep breaths, opening the chest. Good. Last 2 deep breaths here. Good job. You guys are showing off today. Slowly bringing it back to the opposite direction. Good, and then we're gonna come into seated position. And slowly bringing the elbows right over the knees. Taking that clearing breath, right? Letting it go. Maybe it makes a sound. And out. And in. And out. Namaste.